crimson sands of Xylos stretched beneath a sky choked by dust, a suffocating shroud that mirrored the weight pressing down on my chest. Brother Thaddeus, ever the pragmatist, had called it a scouting mission, a routine patrol in this desolate corner of the Ghoul Stars. Routine, however, was a luxury rarely enjoyed by a death spectre. We were the Emperor's silent guardians in these forsaken sectors, ever vigilant against the whispers of the warp that gnawed at the edges of reality. A prickling sensation snaked down my spine, a sensation that transcended the usual psychic static, the constant low hum of the warp that permeated this damned sector. This felt sharper, a mental talon scraping against my skull, leaving behind a trail of raw, primal fear. It was a dissonance, a discordant note in the familiar symphony of the warp's song, and the hairs on the back of my neck prickled with unease. Memories flooded my mind, vivid as if etched in fire. The echoing halls of the sarcophagus tombs where we honed our senses, separating the warp's deceptive whispers from the unwavering song of the Emperor's will. Instructor Amara's voice, stern and unwavering, echoed in my ears. Never ignore the dissonance, brother. It might be a warning, a herald of something worse. I activated my helmet's augury scanners, a silent prayer for guidance forming on my lips. The familiar hum of the machine filled my ears, but the display remained stubbornly blank. Frustration, a hot ember, ignited in my gut. My instinct screamed of something important, a threat lurking just beyond the veil of perception, but my instruments offered no explanation. Was it paranoia? A relic of too many harrowing patrols in the Ghoul Stars, where the very fabric of reality seemed perpetually frayed. Then, I saw it. A shimmering distortion in the distance, a tear in the canvas of reality that pulsed with an unnatural violet light. Dread, a cold serpent with icy scales, coiled around my chest, squeezing the air from my lungs. The portal, the forbidden. We, the Death Spectres, had sworn an oath to guard against such intrusions, an ancient vow etched in the blood of our forefathers after a near-catastrophic warp incursion millennia ago. Yet, here it was, a mocking testament to our failure, a gaping maw spewing forth something that sent shivers down my spine. I reached for my comm bead, my fingers trembling slightly. A familiar prayer for guidance rose to my lips, a plea to the Emperor for strength and clarity, but only static, a crackling void greeted my ears. The portal, it seemed, was severing communication, severing my lifeline back to the chapter. Panic, a primal urge to flee, gnawed at the edges of my training, threatening to spill over. I had to get back, warn the chapter of this new threat. But an unseen force seemed to hold me rooted to the spot, a morbid fascination battling with the primal need to retreat. Another memory surfaced, a beacon of stoicism in the rising tide of fear. Brother Xylos, his face etched with the wisdom of 1,000 battles, his voice gravelly but resolute, seemed to stand before me. The enemy thrives in shadows, brother. We fight in the light, even when it terrifies us. Taking a deep, steadying breath, I shouldered my bolt rifle. Its familiar weight was a comfort, a promise of righteous fury. I wouldn't run. I would investigate, gather what intelligence I could, for knowledge was a weapon in this unending war, and then, the Emperor willing, I would purge this abomination. As I cautiously approached the portal, the air grew thick with a fetid stench, a sickly sweet perfume that wormed into my bones and clawed at my throat. Tendrils of raw psychic energy lashed out from the tear, ephemeral yet undeniably malevolent. My vision blurred at the edges, monstrous shapes flickering in and out of existence at the heart of the portal. Silent screams echoing in the warp-tainted air. This wasn't just a warp incursion, this was something else. An ancient evil clawed its way into reality, a hunger radiating an alien sentience that sent shivers down my spine. Fear threatened to consume me, but the teachings of the chapter, the stoic duty that ran in my veins, held me firm. I was a death spectre, a silent guardian in the Emperor's service. This monstrosity would meet its end at my hand, or I would die trying.